The Highland Hills tower the skies. But the shadows they cast draw the spirits near. After all, tomorrow's born.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Friday night. We're back again, everybody. It's good to see Meg's Mysteries in the chat there. Now, we're going to give it maybe 5-10 minutes just to let it fill up, because I know this is a beautiful weather we've got, and a lot of people will be having barbecues and doing stuff and going on holiday and stuff like that. So I hope everybody's doing well. Drew, how are you doing? What's happening in the world of Drew?
I'm doing good, Christopher. I've had my little grandson Zach all day. We've just been out the front, sitting, going a little walk. There is a new video up on members, guys. It will be uploaded by the end of this live. Members did start again today, so I have got membership on my channel for anybody that wants to join. But yeah, just really been hanging around, taking it easy. Not really much. What about yourself?
Don't worry, I've got my candy tonight. Well, it's not really candy. It's energy pills that keeps me going, you know. Hiya, Christine in the chat. Welcome, Christine. It's good to see you.
Welcome, Christine.
And I want everybody to check out the son of the Naked Bigfoot too, because he brought out a video about his dad, and it was a preview. I think there's got to be a video coming out that Mike did under a tree, so that's going to be really interesting. Hey, Dobies.
I think with the cheeky little look on Mike's face, I think he's going to make it interesting. He had a little cheeky look on his face, guys, when he was doing the intro.
Aye, I think it was unusual to see him sitting in a chair next to a window. It's usually in his bed. But I think everybody's
healthy. That's what really gets you. That you're looking at the person. Anybody looking at him that didn't know he was actually dying would think he was okay, and that's the heartbreak bit about it. It looks perfectly fine.
I found it really difficult to watch just that 3-minute video that he did. Because I think it's really difficult for Pete, his son, for what he's doing.
I feel his dad would be really, really proud of him doing that. I really do.
Aye. And I think Pete's got to follow in his footsteps, but I think it's just got to take time for him to adjust to his dad not being there. But he is here. He's with everybody in spirit. I mean, you never know. He could be sitting when he's, especially Christine. Christine was quite fond of old Mikey. And
I definitely, every time I think of him now, I always smile because I see him smiling back at me with that cheeky grin. Whereas at first, I couldn't even think about him, that I felt a bit upset. But now I feel as if he's connected with us all and he is settled where he is. And I do see him with that cheeky grin when I think about him.
Well, I watched one of his episodes last night, and it was, what one was it? It was talking about reincarnation.
Right.
And how you can come back and what you can come back as and stuff like that. And it was quite interesting because it was like the thunder was rumbling. Remember that night we all watched it and everybody was in the chat? I think everybody in the chat that night, because he kept saying that's a story for another time, over and over again. Hello, Iron Fire Horse. It's good to see you, my friend. So anyway, Pete, if you're watching this, thank you for that 3-minute preview. We're looking forward to the video. It is going to be difficult to watch it because it is his last video, his last one. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Sauchie. Oh my God, I pronounced it right. Poltergeist. Now, this has got to be quite interesting. I've actually got photos. I've not showed you the photos yet, Drew.
You have not, Chris. We were
I usually show them. Aye, we're blathering. That's what they. There's not that many pictures, right? Because it wasn't really. There was a couple of books right about it, but do you know to this day it is still one of the most haunted towns in the world?
Wow, I didn't know that. No.
There's actually, I've got an article up, but it's no this one. This one's for occultworld.com, and this tells you the history, but it's actually really, really haunted. I'll actually show you the street in modern times. This is what the street looks like in modern times.
So where is it,
Right, so that
Christopher? Where actually is it?
oh, it's in Sauchie. It's near
Russia? Right.
it's outside the Glasgow, near the Forth Rail Bridge and all that. It's Forth Road
Right.
Bridge. It's kind of in the kind of centre, kind of. So if you're going to Stirling kind of way,
Right.
so
Okay.
that's what it looks like. That's the street, right? As you keep an eye on the houses, and you'll see what I mean. The now it'll change the now. This is the house. As you can see, they're the same ones, but obviously
Okay.
this is 1960s to 1961. Now it's a really interesting case actually, because it all centered around this little girl.
Yeah.
It all centered around this little girl, and it didn't even.
My
It
eyes
didn't.
went straight to the doll.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I seen the doll the night when I downloaded the photo. I mean, it didn't just stay with the girl. I mean, it
Yeah.
actually every house in Sochi, every business,
Isn't it?
even the
That
school. That's
looks
the
like
school
New
now.
Lanark.
Aye,
Yeah.
that's for the
You can tell that's one
1960s.
of the old Victorian schools because it looks like
It's
New Lanark Primary. Mm-hmm.
it does actually, doesn't it? It
Yes.
looks a lot different now. It's all modern and stuff, but that's for 1960s. That colour picture, but it wasn't there. It was also at the church.
Right.
So it's also at the church. That's a modern picture because you've got a speed camera thing there. You know what I mean? It's just black and somebody's made it black and white.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting case with the poltergeist. I mean, as we've said, the poltergeist cases are really interesting. It's always around young girls, which
I know.
is strange. It's always around young girls, and I wish Mike was actually still here because he would probably know quite a lot about this. But anyway, I'll read you a wee bit of this. The Sauchie poltergeist was a poltergeist outbreak that occurred in Sauchie, Scotland in 1961, centred around an 11-year-old girl. Now, the child, Virginia Campbell, was the youngest of several children, James and Anne Campbell, who were in their mid-50s. The family was Irish, which is interesting, but I don't know if this ties in. I've not read all this yet. And Virginia had been raised in the country, Donegal. Her father worked as a farm nearby. The only remaining children in the home appeared to have been shy child, only occupants of the home. So she had like a brother and sister. She had a brother and sister.
Yeah.
But it wasn't it didn't affect them, just her. Which I
So they were
find
from Ireland then. They were from Donegal in Ireland.
yes.
So maybe it's been something that came with them from
See,
Ireland
that's
then.
what I was thinking. See, that's what I was thinking, right? I've no really read into this case. I thought I'd read into it the night ways because then
Yeah, it's
everybody could.
interesting doing it
They
that
could
way.
It's interesting. It's better that way because with the Blitz one on Wednesday, that was more difficult because I had to read into the history things. But
Yeah.
the remaining child home appears to have been shy children. Her parents, addition to parents, were her dog Toby and another girl Anna. So she had a sister called Anna.
Right.
Around 1960, the Campbells decided to relocate to Scotland. I'd noticed that a lot of Irish people did come to Scotland. I don't know
Yeah, they
why.
did.
Maybe it was because of the Troubles. I don't know.
Yeah, it
Because,
was
nah,
probably. A lot of the railways and different things as well. They
yes,
came over because I know a lot of them built our railway here in Lesmahago. So there was
yes.
railways and things.
It's just weird there. Everything flickered on the screen.
Crazy.
Did you notice that?
I didn't. I was looking at the window,
No.
Chris.
Anyway, in 19 went to Campbell stayed. Right, here we go. Around the 90s, the Campbells decided to relocate to Scotland. One of their sons, Thomas, lived near Sauchie and worked in the coal mining. That's interesting. In the fall of 1960, Virginia and her mother went to live Thomas and his family, while Mr. Campbell stayed behind in Ireland to dispose of the farm because they were selling the farm. The farm included his wife and daughter Margaret, aged 9, and son Derek, aged 6. Virginia was left to live the life of the family. The mother took the job as oh my good God, that's a big word, broghouser. What the hell's a broghouser?
How to spell it, Chris?
Boardinghouse.
Boarding
What is that?
house.
Boarding house. Right. Sorry, dyslexia.
Okay.
Terrible.
Okay.
In a dollar community some miles away. Sauchie, Virginia was reported to share not only a bedroom with Margaret, but also a double bed. See, this is quite interesting, right? This is actually
Coal
going to...
again.
What's that?
Coal again. There's always a common denominator, the girl in coal.
One of the witnesses, and this is what I can't that this is actually had a see how I've got an auntie that I go to visit every 2
Yeah.
weeks. She's probably watching this now, in the old folks' home in Lanark. Her name's Margaret Stewart, right?
Right.
See the Margaret person I'm talking about now. Guess what her last name is?
Stuart.
Stewart, which is quite ironic, isn't it? It must be quite a popular name.
That's ironic.
Virginia was entitled to primary school. The teacher, Margaret Stewart, now this is the witness, found her bright, well-behaved and shy. She had a difficulty making herself understood to other students and had difficulty understanding their speech. Well, she was Irish coming to Scotland.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
The Irish language is I wouldn't say
And the
it's that
Glasgow
hard.
accent's quite rough as well. We're quite Glasgow a lot of the time. Our accents can be
What's that,
quite...
Iron Firehorse? It's Stuart. It's Stewart. Stuart.
Yes, Stuart.
The next day, Virginia was kept from home school tea time. The Campbells witnessed a sideboard. Now, this is where everything started to go odd. A sideboard unhinged by anyone move out of the wall. So a sideboard just went, the door went open.
Wow.
I'm getting kind of goosebumps now. I don't know. There's just
What
something.
have we done there?
There was nothing because they were in the house. I think they just moved in.
Right.
They went to and closed the door. More knockings started to happen all over the house, like doom, 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 doom. You notice this I don't know in the chat if anybody watches like stuff today with Poltergeist, there's a lot of like knocking happens.
Yeah. See, that's because the theory is that they try little knocks and little touches and things, and then if you don't recognise them trying to get your attention by those type of things, then that's when it tends to get louder. So they say that the knocks and the creaking of floorboards and things is them trying to get your attention.
That's really interesting. That Firehorse, I'll maybe need to talk to you. My aunt married a Stuart that lived in East Kilbride. Well, my auntie used to stay in the kind of same region as there. There might be a relation there. There might be a relation there. Just we'll have to talk about that. Maybe. More knocking continued to happen, and neighbours started to complain about the knocking at like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is interesting. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. At midnight, worried Campbells summoned a local pastor from the Church of Scotland, Reverend T.W. Loud, to the house. Loud heard the knockings and noticed they had emanated from the bed head. So it's the bed going boom, 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 boom.
Right.
When he took hold of it, he felt it vibrate. The knocks Loud also witnessed a large, heavy lined chest rock rise. So kind of how you get the chest drawers that you put your clothes in. It hovered about a foot off the floor.
Goodness, that would take some power, some energy.
I'm reading this the news. That's getting really interesting.
12 is definitely that. Between 11 and 16-ish, girls' energies is really, really high. So tends to be that when poltergeists and things can do that type of energy movement, it's usually going to be off the teenage girl's energy that's helping fuel it.
Well, it's actually interesting here. It says the large heavy chest rised 18 inches off the floor. When Margaret was told to get back into bed with Virginia, a burst of violent knocking erupted as thought her presence was unwelcome. For the next several days throughout November the 27th, knockings and movements of objects occurred in the household. The family doctor, W.H. Nesbitt, that's I hope he's not related to Nabsy Nesbitt, saw an unusual movement and ruffling of Virginia's pillow, which is quite interesting. Her pillow would move about on its own.
Right.
The rise of the floor, it rised off the floor again, 18 inches, which is interesting. Settled down, Stuart immediately checked the desk to make sure it had been fixed.
Yeah.
Jackie and satisfied herself that it had not. On the night of November the 27th, Virginia seemed very into trance in bed. She went in a kind of coma trance and called out her dog Toby, a friend Anne in Ireland. More disturbances of noises, movements occurred at the Campbell's home. At the school through December the 1st, so it was happening at the school too, on the 1st, December the 1st, on the date Nesbitt and Logan set to move camera and videotape recorder. So this is old stuff here going. If you've ever seen like video recorders in the 1960s, guys, they're big, right, huge, right? I mean big. Just let me scroll up here so I don't lose my spot. On the date Nesbitt and Logan moved cameras tape to record the girl's bedroom, Virginia rotated to 9 p.m. The beginning at 10 p.m. A variety of noises recorded as well, another of Virginia's near hysterical trance. She kept getting into this weird trance. At 11 p.m., a loud and 3 ominous knocks. Boom, boom. That's the 3. Is that the knock Trinity?
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? They say that when it's 3 big loud knocks, that's it. They're mocking the Holy Trinity. So it's funny though how it was only little knocks at first, and now they're getting louder.
Wait to hear this. I'm just reading this for the first time. On the night, 3 ministers seeking divine inter thing, right? They say they decided to do an exorcism, which seemed to have no effect. In fact, the knocking sounded throughout the walls, got louder. See, I mean,
that's more the girl causing that.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
That sounds more as if because technically, if there was a demonic spirit there, was there any behaviour that suggested the girl was possessed by an actual demon? Or
well, following this episode, Logan Nesbitt throughout the crew's position, let's see, I'm just reading this really quickly to see what it says, had been affected. Things were starting to move about. Furniture was getting moving about the house. On January 23rd, 1961, the movement of a bowl and bulbs across Stuart's desk at school. So at the school, there was a bowl moved. There was
chat.
I don't know who that is, Facebook user there.
I'll just say Uncle Danny was in the chat. He could maybe help explain it as well.
I will put off my stop there. I need to do that again.
Sorry.
Stuart's desk. Even the pupils were noticing the desks were moving on their own. The seats were moving on their own.
See, that sounds more like teenage girl energy, because usually when they go to school and things, they get a bit of a break.
Aye, but for that's Matilda. That's like that film Matilda, isn't it? The wee girl that can move stuff.
Yeah, that she can do things with her powers. I don't know. It just sounds more like teenage energy to me than little girl's energy. No knowing that she's doing it, of course, because there's a lot of ladies out there that when things happen around them, they don't even realise that it's them that's causing it. And they could be going through like a hard time in their family, menopause or anything, and it's just the energy that can move things.
It actually says here the most likely cause was Virginia herself. A lot of people, the doctors and a lot of the people in the area thought that it was her. She had powers. That's what they thought she had. She had powers. And
did they say anything about what she did when she grew up? Is there anything about what she was as an adult?
She doesn't want to. I don't think she wants to talk about it.
Right. It was just in case maybe that she did realise through time that she had gifts and things, maybe.
See, when she would get into a trance, it says here, when she would go into a trance, the knockings would begin.
Right.
The knockings would begin and she would start saying people's names in the Irish lingo.
Yeah.
I mean, kind kind of like the Great Gaelic, kind of like picking the
Yeah, I know what you
Halloween,
mean, the
that kind of
Irish
that,
dialect. Yeah, I know.
the Irish equivalent to that.
That actual
Yeah,
Irish
was
language.
upset. The family entered episode may have been part attention seeking, but still, that was amazing
Yeah.
to do something
I
like that.
wouldn't say it was attention seeking. I would say more that she was scared. Maybe she doesn't realise it's her. And obviously she's scaring herself. So the more she's scared, the more she's going to conjure things and move things. And maybe if somebody annoys her or something, then which
See, it's
it's
actually quite
school, maybe that's why it's school.
it's actually quite interesting here. Nearby in the 17th century, there's actually it wasn't nearby. Sorry, it was in England in the 17th century. There was an incident happened called the Drummer of Headworth, where it
Right.
affected a family there. But it says here, over the months and years, it just like faded away. But
Right.
which is quite interesting. I need to switch to my other one here.
That
Now,
would sense that again, that the girl, as she's getting older, it settles
as
down.
she's getting older, it's gone away.
Yeah.
But that's the interesting. Hello, Mystical. It's good to see you.
Oh, mystical.
But the interesting thing is, right? It didn't just stay with her. Other people in the street, and I'll show you here. Other people in the street, which is now today, still to this day, are having problems.
Right.
Because I've actually reading this off a paranormal site. This is a new one that I've got. Seemingly, I'll read what it says. The new paranormal 60 years after Erie encounter residents reveal Park Crescent, that's what it is, by the way, Sauchie, Park Crescent is still the street that goes bump in the night. It is this Scotland's most haunted neighbourhood. Ghost Hunter covers more ghoulish goings on in the street made famous by the Poltergeist case. So
Do
still
we
to
know it
this
was on the
day,
land before that, the houses? Do we know it was there?
I think it was just fields.
Right.
There's coal mines. There's coal
Right,
mines nearby.
right.
So
It
it's
could be something they brought with Ireland with them. I mean, there's kind of three options. It's the girl herself, it's something on the land, or it's something that they've brought with them for Ireland. Three main options.
I've got to say something, right? We had the Enfield haunting, right? And the house was the last one on the block at this side, right? We had the Black Monkey Polar Factor. What was the other one? The one with the ones.
Pontifact, the 30s Drive.
Right, that's that. The N block, right?
Yeah.
And then we have this one with N block.
Is it coincidence? Is it not?
But how can that be? I mean, it's not.
So that
It's
would
not the left-hand
technically
side
be the
one.
left. That would, if you're on the block, it would technically be the left-hand side
It
one.
would
Then
be.
wouldn't it?
It'd be the
So
left.
is there something in that?
Aye. So they're all left-hand sided.
Well, I wonder if there's ley lines there
I've not had a chance to
go that deep yet.
research that yet. It's actually bumps in the night, ghostly figures, strange electrical surges. Now this is the street, right? This is what happens. Bump in the night, noises, electrical ghostly figures walking through walls, through people's houses, electrical surges, lights blowing. It's one of Scotland's most infamous poltergeist cases. I'm reading it here.
So even if that girl did conjure that through her energy, the energy maybe still be there. It's maybe just attached itself from her, and it's its own little entity now, still causing havoc.
See, that's the thing, right? This is the article in question. It says Park Crescent is the town of Sauchie has been dubious. The title bears up in new book undercovers a series of creepy claims made by the former residents of the quiet residential street. Now, it says author Malcolm Robson was researching the famous 1960 case of Campbell, the 11-year-old schoolgirl. It's quite interesting because I'm just reading it here. I'm just getting to the interesting bits. But during his book research, he found that 3 more instances of ghoulish goings-ons in the estate. So it wasn't just her house.
That's wild.
I can't think of any other street in Scotland which such occurrences of ghostly activity is introduced pre-normal since 1970s. It blew me away, realised that there was incidents on the street, attention to Vince Campbell's story. I looked at the history of the land prior to the houses being built and can see no reason for this activity. There was nothing on the land, it was just fields.
Right.
So we're reading here. Nicola Brad moved into the street in 2001 with her husband and 2 young boys, aged 5 and 2. At the time, now they're boys, so within a couple of months, strange things began to happen. The kettle in the kitchen switched on and off constantly. Now, that'd be quite worrying, actually.
Yeah.
That was creepy, said Nicole. There was an old coal cellar, which is this, see, this is where your idea comes in, coal cellar. Just off the kitchen, these horrible smells would come and go from there every few days. See, that's interesting. But the worst was in the back bedroom, where my sons were. There was a horrible smell. Oh dear. Nightmares saw a lady sitting on the end of his bed. So
See, that's the first apparition that's been spotted then.
So there was a horrible smell and saw the lady sitting on a bed at the end of his bed. A couple of times also saw a figure. He also said the bed sheets changed colour, which I thought was strange. The thing to say when I told Malcolm about it, it was shocked. Malcolm said the entire entry to the diary kept Virginia Campbell's family in 1960 stated that her bed sheets changed colour. That's an unusual, never heard of that before. And the same thing happened again more than 40 years later.
Wow.
Nicola was aware that she's living in Campbell's old house, but so they just found out about this. They were aware of it. For 2 children to stay in the same house and say same things to about bed covers changing. I mean, these are 2 boys, so they're no girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through the bit where it goes. What's this? It says the person attached to. I thought it might a mischievous ghost that was causing these happenings. I swapped rooms with the boys. Activity seemed to calm down. But the rest of it, the noises, the smells, and the kettle carried on. We moved out after a year. I knew what I'd move out, no? After a year, as we bought a house in Tilly Bay, whatever that is. But it was nothing sinister that made us decide to move.
See, 2 boys' energy would probably just be as powerful probably as a teenage girl's kind of emotional energy. What age was the boys?
I think 6 and 7 or something like that.
So there you go. They're probably at that age where they're probably full of energy, full of arguments between each other. So there's an energy there as well that's going to fuel it. The teenage girl energy is going to fuel it. The boys' energy is going to fuel it.
See, it also says here, Malcolm also spoke to a Revel MacDonald who moved into the house next to the block to the Virgin Campbell's home. And so this is a house just up a bit, different house in the 1970s, and said there was definitely something strange about the place. Within a couple of weeks, plugs began popping out of the sockets.
Definitely electrical.
There was a loud scratching and clawing noises coming from the living room. See, that's entrance number to dreams, and really weird dreams. Jason and the family, 15-year stay. In 2000, another house on the street was further reported to strange happenings. The residents, Mandy Maxwell, said she had been thrown across the bedroom and pushed down the stairs by an invisible force, had caught a glimpse of a dark shadowy figure, heard a baby crying, and watched a nailed shut cupboard door spring open.
See, that's another spirit spotted then, so we know there is spirit there then.
That's the house at the very top of the street.
Right.
I mean,
Is there an energy there then that's maybe in that house that's running up and down the block, energising different spirits? I mean, technically that means that any spirit that's on that block can manifest that energy that's running up and down those electric lines. That's maybe where the energy is. It's maybe stuck in the sockets and stuck in the full area in the electricals. And then when there is teenage energy there or something, it's coming out. The spirits are energised enough to show themselves.
But the top neighbour lived there with her husband. She didn't have any children, and she was thrown across the bedroom and down the stairs.
Wow. Maybe that's because she didn't have any children. Maybe they wanted children. The energy, goodness knows.
And they nailed the door shut, and it popped open.
Right, I know.
At the entrance to the old coal cellar. Ken something? I think there's something buried in the land. See, this is the thing, especially in Scotland, there was battles, right?
Yes.
Thousands of people have died in battles. Maybe there was nothing in the maps and stuff. Maybe they've buried them there, mass grave.
See, there could be. You just don't know. Not everything read the history books. There could be a burial site there that nobody knows about, and there could be loads. There could be anything. It's just so interesting that energy is still there to this day. And it's using the electricals in people's houses basically to travel. That's why it's blowing sockets and things.
It all seemed to emanate from Virginia's bed. It says that doing the exorcisms in the house when there was nobody in, and it kept coming for the bed. They changed the beds and it kept happening.
Maybe the bed. Who did the bed? Did somebody give them the bed?
They changed the bed. They changed the bed
so
10 times.
The bed symbol that it's right. Interesting.
It's. I'm just reading it here. I'm reading it really quickly.
Maybe that's her fear, though. Maybe that's the fear of her, is to be trapped in her bed. So therefore, the spirit is using her fears, which is, and then the little boy's fear is maybe somebody sitting at the bottom of their bed. So it's manifesting their fears, if you know what I mean.
Still to this day, there is strange things happening in all the houses, it says here. Lights will flicker, apparitions will be seen, strange things move about on their own.
It's
Still to this day, the entire block.
A couple of meters to see if it's.
See, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I mean, imagine that.
Is that a park across from it? Does that look as if it's a park that's across?
I looked it up quickly on the old Google Maps. Let's have a quick look. I think it is, aye. You could just pull up at the side of the road and kid when you're doing something in the motor car. I mean,
down in the car and see what you get.
But
even go out and walk up the road.
See, this is the weird thing. It's everyone at the left-hand side house, the right-hand side houses that's getting hanged.
That's crazy, isn't it?
So
what does that mean?
The one where you can see the window at the side, right?
Right.
The wee white window above the blue car next to the hedge is that house. Right. That's the house where it started. But then it jumps for the next house, not the one that's white, to the next house. And then it jumps for not the one that's red to the next house. And then it jumps for not next door to the next house.
Is it still going near the church thing?
Oh, aye. That's just the church is just up the road for there. The church is
it's still going near the church as well. Very interesting.
Anybody in the
chat get any theories? Why it could be the right hand house? Sorry, left hand house.
Hand's a weird meaning. Hey Liz, mine, Millie. It's I mean, unless it's something to do with your right hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Unless it's got something to do, like an energy. Please guys subscribe. We're actually going to a special place on Sunday. We're going to an old graveyard, but we've also got permission off the Lead Mining Museum to film in the museum itself. I might go live depending on the signal.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
weird
just
why
a
it's all.
one.
Aye. So
It's,
what could be doing that? What could be causing that?
see, I've got a theory that coal, because a lot of these locations, coal's involved in it, and wells or ley lines. I've got a theory that the earth, air, fire, water, and spirit is us, obviously. When
It,
that perfect storm is there, I feel as if it's maybe if there's a bad entity around it, that is a
I don't know.
perfect storm for something. So some of
I don't
these
know if I'm
locations
allowed to show you.
coal.
See, I don't know if I'm allowed to show the Google Maps on. Would you call
I
it?
wouldn't risk it, Chris.
I'll tell you where it is. Right, Kim or Falkirk is.
Yeah.
It's just outside Stirling.
Well, there you
What's
go. That's the battlefield ground. That is the ground of Scottish battles.
Let me see. I'm just looking to see what it is.
Was there
It's
an unknown battle there that
no.
maybe some of these battles were there, or there was battles there, or maybe
There it's
they were
there.
arguing and fighting in a camp that was there, and it's opened a portal?
It's to the left side. Yeah, is Stirling. To the right side is Merton.
Falkirk.
Do you know what I've got on my phone? I can bring up the ley lines, right? That's spooky. That is very spooky. It's directly north, right through it.
Well, there you go.
So,
There's the perfect storm again.
aye. So there it's there. I can see it here on my Google Maps. I'll tell you where it's actually really close to the South Alla. It's right next to the river.
Well, that's pure battleground up that way.
That's all battleground.
And even
Because
some of
it's
the historians will
Alla.
tell you
Aye, that
that there's
it's
spots around there.
I think there's been a battle there. We should go there one day. We should take
Or maybe
some of
there
this.
was a camp there or something and they all got slaughtered, or maybe they were fighting there. There could be loads of reasons why that specific area is haunted. But that is so interesting that it is up that way, because that is where the majority of the battles were. Maybe there is something buried in there, like treasure or something.
Iron Fire Horse is saying about that. Aye, it's like a geological surveys map. You can download it for the iPhone. I don't know if you can get it for the Android.
Wonderful. Right.
I use it because it tells you your terrain. It tells you how high you're up or above sea level and stuff like that. It's quite clever. You have to
Just
pay
listen
for it
to
though.
that. Yeah.
But that just
Interesting
shows
to
you.
have.
See, it's spooky, innit? It really is
Yeah.
spooky. What could be? Yeah, it makes you wonder at the
Yeah,
end
no,
in the
but
house.
it's definitely interesting that in these locations there's always water, there's always some sort of mineral or element or something such as the coal. And then there's the other theory as well. They have coal houses. And as soon as usually the coal houses, the coal fire gets took away with, the haunting kind of either backs right down or it stops. Is that because of the fire? Is the fire helping fuel it? Earth, air, fire, water. And spirit is us. When that fire gets
See,
took away, that's one of the elements away.
it's near the fifth. It's near the Firth of the Forth, and that's quite a famous river. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of his bad things have happened down there with battles and stuff and that, and bridges, the Forth Road Bridge and stuff like that, just up for it. And
Was the Roman bridges up that way? There is loads.
aye,
There'd
there's
been a Roman camp maybe there, and they all get
no. I
murdered.
think it's. I don't know if the Romans got that far up. I don't know.
Right.
But I do know that it's near Stirling where most of the big battles took place. Most
That's
of
really
the some of the most famous battles.
It's maybe
was
that's
sat
what's
in Florence.
wrong. Maybe there is something there that is unsettled because it wants the recognition that wait a wee minute, you have built houses on this land, and this land is special for whatever reason.
It might not be demonic, and it might not be a spirit. It might be. It might be an elemental. See the smell, which is interesting. Like Danny, he probably can. The smell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't always mean demonic.
Bad, doesn't it? Yeah.
It doesn't always mean demonic.
Yeah. It could be elemental, and there's something specific about the land there that doesn't like some they've built houses, because whatever it is maybe just not discovered yet, or maybe it's 50 meters down the road, and they're like, wait a wee minute,
Mhm.
this battle was here. We want the recognition for it.
See, it's quite funny. It's quite funny. A lot of people don't know where battles took place. In my village, there was a battle, right? There was 2 battles, and there's a monument pointing to where the battle was, but the battle wasn't actually there. It wasn't there. It was towards Rigside. That's what it was,
Right.
and it was in the totally opposite direction. And
Okay.
anything could have happened there, but I'm thinking it's more elemental. My mystical living light, can Google Earth it? No, I don't think so. I've never tried it. Maybe it can.
I Googled quite fussy about things like that. I think copyright. I would just be very. It's just so strange. It's just another one of these places that you could debate and debate and debate, because there's so many avenues of why it could be haunted and why that energy is never left.
I mean, look at Loch Ness, right? Loch Ness, the Loch Ness Monster. I don't think Loch Ness Monster exists. And I'm saying this for the tourism board. I don't think the Loch Ness Monster exists. I'll tell you exactly what I think's there. Alistair Crowley's house was there for a reason. There's a major fault line. There's a major, what you call it, ley line, runs right through Loch Ness. And I think the amount of people goes there, tourists, expecting to see Nessie, right? Everybody's like, oh, I want to see Nessie. I wonder if I'll get to see Nessie. I think it's a thought toper. I think that's what they're doing.
It probably has turned into that. Maybe that first photo was something. It could be anything, an upside down seal relaxing, and it's and they'll have run with it through the years, and through the years it has turned into Nessie.
It's quite interesting if you read into why Alistair Crowley went there. It was because of the ley lines. That's why he went in there.
Yeah, it's definitely meant to be a magical place.
There's ley line runs past my house, just maybe about 500 feet in that direction, right? There's a ley line runs right down the hill. I'll tell you where it runs, and it runs straight through. If you follow it, it'll actually come near your house all the way down.
I'd like to see if there's any near my house,
I'll have a look tonight. I'll see if I can do what you call it? I'll have a wee look to see if there's any ley lines. But I think that's where they get their energy, the spirits for. And I think that's how they travel to. A lot of people say that's how they travel. Look at Rosslyn Chapel. Rosslyn Chapel's built on a ley line. Yeah.
There's too much evidence out there now about ley lines in Wales as well. There's too much evidence that shows that spirit activity is more pronounced in those areas. It's just because it's definitely fueling them. It's definitely giving spirit an energy that they can't get like 2 miles down the road.
Yeah.
I'd love to go near a ley line with a meter and things to see if you could document it. Is there any way that we would maybe do that?
We could do that probably the more if you want, because I came with there is ley lines. We could probably do that the more. No, the more. What do you call it? Sunday.
Yeah, checking Sunday.
Jacqueline Evelyn, welcome. Chat. I think Sunday will be an interesting place. If I can't do a live, I'll do a video instead. You know, I'm hoping to do a live. See that region is rich in quartz. It's really rich in quartz.
Right.
And especially where that graveyard is, that's interesting.
Are you allowed to pan up there?
Gold pan? You need a license. You need a gold license.
Right.
Gold license. Do you know that the gold for Lead Hills is worth more than normal gold?
Why?
All the gold for Lead Hills, see the royal family, see all their jewellery and the crown and all that. That's all Lead Hills gold.
Right.
It's a special type of gold. It's hard to get. Iron Firehorse, there's also supposed to be an extreme, what's that? Wealth, property, wheelchair, spectrum, everything. It's amplified. Exactly. Iron Firehorse, yeah. Everything
is amplified. That's right.
Aye.
We'll
there's
definitely need to see if we can document it, guys, just to even see if we feel it with our normal feelings and see if we can get maybe a hit out of one of the meters where the ley lines are.
well, when we go up north, there's a place I want to go to. It's Standing Stones, and it's famous for Billy Connolly running. Remember the one that he
I've heard
did?
of the Standing Stones. That'll be interesting to go there.
It's a circle.
Scotland,
It's a circle of stones, and within it, there's a circle of stones. And they say when you walk in there with a set of guising rods or an EMF meter, it goes up out the scale.
We'll use the dowsing rods with the
Aye,
ley lines. I've got them in my bag.
you know. We need a test subject. Somebody needs to come with us up to the Highlands as we can test subject and then the
Lars, you're the new team
stand.
member. You'll be getting
Aye,
pushed in.
Lars. Aye, through you.
I don't think she's in chat tonight. She'll be busy.
No. So, Drew, what are you going to be doing tomorrow night?
Tomorrow, I have got a live ghost hunt on a mystery location around Les Mexico. So it'll be live about 9:30. It is subject to change, 10-15 minutes, but it will be live about that time. I don't know yet. Just an area, just round here. I'll not be anywhere far because I've not got any wheels. And then Sunday we'll be out live ghost hunting or recording with Christopher. But yeah, live ghost hunt tomorrow, guys, to see if we can find anything.
Yes, and I mean, the Lead Hills is very interesting. It's the highest village in Scotland. I think it's 1,000 something feet above meters below sea level.
We'll definitely need to use the meters and the dowsing rods and things up there and see if we can get some sort of natural hit, without it being even spirit, just energies. But I do think that cemetery with the witch is going to be interesting because I've been getting really, really vibes. I've been getting told to keep that in my jar. I was going to take the little offering jar out and put it back upstairs, but I keep hearing in my mind, no, to leave it. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm actually looking forward to doing a live with you on your channel talking about what we did on last Sunday. With evidence
I'll need to talk to Mystical. We'll talk to Mystical about that on private, guys, as well, and we'll let you know on Christopher's community tab, community wall, when that'll be. It'll be this week sometime. We just need to see Mystical when we can do it. And we've got a new story on Monday.
Well, is it Monday? Is it Monday?
Yes, Monday coming.
Ooh.
Yes.
I've got the dentist on Tuesday.
I've got the Paranormal Hub, Michael Marr, coming. So we've got some interesting people on both our channels and some live ghost hunts.
Oh my god! Of course, we've got, what's his name, coming on Wednesday?
Yeah,
Bishop Brian. Interesting. Oh god, that's going to be really interesting. A lot of weird things. I'm just hoping he answers his email. He's diabolical for no answering his email.
Yeah.
But he's a lot of weird things happen when he comes on. Really, obviously, because he's an exorcist.
Yeah.
A lot of things follow him about.
Just waiting on the chance. That's okay. We'll have our protection up. We're not scared. We'll protect you as well, guys.
What about Neil's story? Has he got any protection for you?
Well, yeah. I even forgot about Bishop Brian because I've been that excited about Neil's story. I think he's amazing. I think he's one of those people that you could just sit and talk to for hours and hours and hours.
Neil, if you're watching this, you're in for a treat. You're going to be. Oh, you better be nice to my mystical loving light. She'll put you in a jar, Neil. You'll be like.
Is that wee face when he does that?
Like that?
I'm quite sure he'll be fine.
That's me hanging out of the jar. That's me.
He's quite funny though, isn't he? He's one of those people that is serious and he tells you all the facts, and how he remembers, I don't know, but he tells you everything about the history, and he also has a bit of a laugh and things. I like people like that. They don't take themselves too serious.
What's that? My mystical loving light. Chris is so funny. She's probably rolling about laughing at this. She's probably rolling.
Show them your picture that's on your.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should show them that. No.
Yes, show them. I think it's funny. It makes me laugh every time I see it.
Yes, yeah. I do that for Dakota. That's his treat,
It makes you smile the minute you go. You go in the background.
Well, I'm gonna make one up with a wee jar in my head in the jar and the arms sticking to the
That'll
sides.
be funny, wouldn't it? That'll be. Oh, my cheeks are sore already with laughing.
I know. But it's I'm looking forward to your ghost hunt tomorrow. Where are you going? Come on, give us a clue.
Just about. I can't say it live because there are a lot of people at my area that would come and just go boo just to be funny. But I will let you know tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know.
Last time I advertised it, I had people on the railway shouting and things and just being loud. So I'm not going to advertise where I'm going, but it'll be good. Guarantee it'll be good.
What's that, Iron
It's
Fire Horse?
somewhere
Oh
I've
my god,
always
that will
wanted
be
to go
hilarious.
back to, put it that way, to see how I was received.
There's actually, I've got other photos on there that I could put on, but I'll show you them another. It's a story for another time, as Mike would say.
Oh, just
And
this
I
is
know
for you.
it gives me an excuse
Mike
to
will
have
be
a
with
smirk on
us
my face,
anywhere we go from now on, guys.
you know. We
Because
should
when I
get
think about
spotted the
Mike and
Luckies.
ghost hunting, I always think, I always get the feeling within myself now that Mike's a guide, and I can say, Mike, protect us and things. I always feel that in me now, anytime. I usually call upon my guides to come with me and my ancestors in timber, and now I hear in Mike in my mind, if you know what I mean. So we know he's around and we know he's protecting us and we know that we'll learn loads for his son, Pete. And it'll be interesting to see Pete's uniqueness to his dad as well. To see
I
how,
wonder what Pete looks like. I wonder if Pete looks
yeah,
like his dad. That's what I'm wondering. I'm
yeah,
wondering what Pete looks like because I've got a feeling he looks like his dad.
yeah, I've got a feeling he's going to be a dad's boy.
I must admit, guys, you have to subscribe to Mike the Naked Bigfoot's Twitter account. See some of the funny tweets that his son puts out. I
Yeah.
can't name them on here because
And he does keep you
you just need to
updated
go.
on Mike's garden and things and the farm that Mike used to do. Mike used to tell us things that was happening on the farm, and Petey's son
Yeah.
is now doing that about the flowers and things all growing, and
Yes.
so it's good. Yes, the
So,
magical flower.
ladies and gentlemen, kind of early in the night, we've still got about 8 minutes left of the show. You any news, Drew? Before you want to tell Andy anything, you know? Nothing?
Not really, guys. Just keep an eye out on my channel, Christopher's channel, also on Mystical Living Lights channel as well. And guys, remember that the donations and things will always go back into our channels, okay? We are going to loads of locations. So anything that you want to donate is appreciated. And it's not expected, but it really is appreciated, okay?
I will say you had an exciting time last Sunday when I went through that tunnel.
Oh, I had a ball. I always have a ball. I'm like a wee kid, guys. I'm always like, oh, look at that, Chris. What's that?
Again, I'm driving along, trying to look for like sheep wandering on across the road and stuff like that. Look at that!
What's that? What's that?
Look at that! You're driving a motor, you can't look. And it was quite interesting because I taken you back that back road and there was this tunnel and I forgot how wee the tunnel was. And I went
That
down
was crazy.
there was
We
about
should have
that
filmed
much space between either door.
that. We should have filmed that. It was as if you felt as if you were to go, then you took in, going through the tunnel.
But there you go.
It was fun.
I'm looking forward to going back with the footage with Mystical because I think that'd be quite interesting. And I figured
Definitely.
out how to turn the camera onto its side now. I've changed the settings.
Good. We'll get a bigger screen. Yeah,
Aye,
definitely keep an eye out for that because she's already told me about a couple of spirits. She did see a little boy, a spirit up above. See where we were. It would be the attic. They were calling it the attic, the spirits. So technically, it's the boy at the top. She's seen a little boy spirit.
I found that really interesting and really kind of weird when they said that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you in Drew's mystical walk tomorrow. You never know. Which you might capture. Bigfoot might jump out the
I was
woods and
attacked
chase you up the
the
street.
last time I was there. Put it that way. The last time I was at this location, I was attacked. So
there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, but there you go. I'm going to dress. I'm going to get a sheet and cut a couple of holes in it.
That's why I'm not saying where I'm going. That's why I'm not saying where I'm going, guys.
But it's good to see you. And remember, go and check out Son of the Naked Bigfoot's channel for Mike's video coming. I don't know when it'll be out, so you'll know it's the same time as I'll know. And I would like to thank all the new subscribers, because we went since last Sunday, we have went up 100 subscribers.
Oh, wow, that's excellent. Well done. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you can understand us okay.
Aye, a wee bit of the Scottish, aye.
All right,
Got to end up in a jar. A jar.
Or the freezer.
Oh, what are the freezer? Aye, the freezer, aye. My Mystical. You got to watch My Mystical on the chat there, aye.
Definitely check out Mystical Love and Light channel, guys, please. It is an amazing channel.
Look, I've even prepared, I've even got myself a jar ready.
Oh, you've got a jar ready.
That's my new home. You'll see me.
Peeking out the side.
Just
some man, guys. Honestly,
I've went mad. I can see My Mystical now. She'll be laughing hilariously in her studio.
Lee.
But honestly, thank you, Mystical, for moderating the chat and stuff like that. We'll catch you all later. I'll talk to you behind the scenes, Drew, and everybody. Have a fantastic day.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you for joining us on this exciting adventure with Ghost Squad Scotland. Our team of experienced ghost hunters use the latest technology to explore the paranormal and uncover the truth about the unknown. Don't forget that we're affiliated with Spirit Shack, the UK's premier ghost hunting equipment store, so you can trust our equipment to be top-notch. Plus, we have exclusive Ghost Squad Scotland merch available on our Zazzle store, so you can show your support for the team in style. And if you can't get enough of our ghost hunting adventures, be sure to tune into the Bald and Bonkers TV network to catch our show in action. Content creators can even have their own content syndicated on the network, or create their own custom online TV channel by visiting baldandbonkers.net. Thank you for your support. And remember to always keep an open mind as we continue to explore the mysteries of the paranormal with Ghost Squad Scotland.